Welcome to this week's update on the hedged option portfolio. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you this new tool from Greeks Live that will allow you to track the positions in this account in real time. I've used the Greeks Live Delta hedging tool in previous videos, you might remember. First though, let's take a quick look at the state of the account. This recent pullback in the price of Bitcoin led to one of the puts I sold being just slightly in the money, though still in profit. For the Friday expiry this morning, I was short the 95,000 and 96,000 puts. I was also still short the 75k calls from much earlier. This meant that this morning, just before expiry, my short dated position looked like this. You can see from the payoff line at expiry here that it's basically a short strangle. It's inverted as the put strikes are higher than the call strike, but the payoff is essentially the same as a strangle, though slightly rotated in Bitcoin terms. As you can see, the perfect place for Bitcoin to expire was the highest of the put strikes at 96,000, and the expiry price ended up being 95,843, so basically perfect. You might notice that the entire profit and loss line is below zero, and that's because these positions by themselves made a loss, and it was actually slightly worse than it looks here because they were rolled from previous expiries. Specifically, the 75k calls made a huge loss by themselves. But of course, that was never the only position in the account. As the Bitcoin price continued to rally, I sold many puts on the way up. Then eventually we got the recent pullback, which placed some of the puts under pressure. The puts that expired this morning were actually rolled from earlier in the week. Thanks to continually selling those puts on the way up though, despite how deep in the money the calls were, the account equity is now very close to an all-time high. If we look at the profit analysis page, we can see the equity here very close to all-time high at the moment. And it's actually very slightly higher than that. This was of course helped by getting an almost perfect expiry this morning. As the calls were so deep in the money, it's difficult to roll them out for much of a credit without going way further out in time. So rather than roll the calls out in time, I've taken this opportunity to reset the short-dated position. You can see the current portfolio here. We don't have much in the way of short-term positions anymore. And that's because I let both the calls and the puts expire this morning without rolling either. And this allows me to sell some fresh short-dated strangles. I did sell a call earlier already today, so I may just sell one put for now. I'll sell this 97 for 55 basis points, hopefully. And there we go. So now we're just short 0.1 puts and 0.1 calls. We've got a slightly positive delta of 0.05 and a slightly positive theta of 28 as well. I'm not going to increase the positions much going over the weekend. I'll wait till the start of next week to start increasing the size of the short dated positions again. So on Monday, I'll sell some options that expire on Wednesday. And then for the rest of the week, I'll sell some more every day. Now that the portfolio is sitting how I want it for the weekend, let's take a look at the social trading feature I mentioned on Greeks Live. From the regular Greeks Live site, if you go to the top left menu and then the cafe/community link, and then click on Social Trading Plaza. I'll add a link to this Social Trading Plaza page in the video description. And then you can find me by just searching for crypto arbitrage. There we go. Click on that and you'll come to this page. So this page is connected to my Deribit account via a read-only API key, which it uses to pull the relevant data from the account. It then displays things like the profit over time, the value of the account, the Greeks, and most interestingly, the live positions in the account, which you can see in this table at the bottom. So I just sold that 97,000 put, and you can see that already reflected on this page. There's quite a bit of control over what is shown, which stats are shown on this page, but for now I've just enabled everything. So this is all connected to the same account I use for all the videos. So what this will allow you to do is to check what positions the account has open at any given time, and also track the profit and loss over time. Unfortunately, this profit chart doesn't currently backdate, so it's only tracking the profit since I connected it to the account, which was only a day or two ago. But going forward, this should prove quite useful for being able to verify the profit and performance of the account. So feel free to follow this account on Greeks Live, and you'll have real-time access to all the positions in the account, and it's completely free. I'll talk some more about this tool and show the stats and stuff after some more time has passed. So there'll be more information on the page. It'll show the performance over a longer period of time, which will be a bit more interesting. And it'll be more interesting once I've got more positions open, of course. Most of the positions I've currently got open are just the longer term protection. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.